Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. We are coming to you from the Clyde Theatre here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. There's a concert tonight featuring rival sons. Neil McDonald is here with us, front of house for the band. It's great to have you here.
Well, cheers. Great to have me.
Yeah, you were over to Sweetwater yesterday.
We were. It was quite an impressive building. I really enjoyed myself.
Oh,
It was
good.
nice to go there and tinker around with all the stuff.
Yeah, a few toys to check out, right?
A lot of toys, exactly. Came back away from them.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second there, your new rig. But so tell us a little bit about what goes on. Tell us about a day in the life. You guys are traveling with your own console.
Yes.
How does the whole thing kind of work out?
Well, we come in, we get in at 10, load in at 11, and then we bring all the gear in. I bring my console out here, we tip it, and then we proceed to wire, and then we go through and do a line check, pretty much, and then we do sound check.
Right.
That's it.
Easy, right?
Easy, always. Today, a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I had a few technical difficulties
An
today.
AS50 and a Cat 5 issue, but we fixed it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
you're the master, right? You figure all that stuff out.
I try to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So it has to be an advantage to be able to travel with your own console.
100%. It makes your life easier just to be able to have something to work with on a daily basis, so you can build it and then do your virtual sound check, and it's definitely an advantage to be traveling with your own console.
Right, right. So you've got guitar, bass, drums, lead vocal with the band.
Yes.
How many lines are you bringing? And keyboards, yes. Sorry.
48.
And, 48 lines.
Yes.
From the stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
48.
And how do you manage all that?
Well, it's you go through sections. I just go through sections. So vocals, background vocals, bass, guitars, keys, drums, and then the effects. And
Okay.
that's how I sort of manage it. So it's sections.
Right.
That's it.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
48 seems like a lot until you realize there's 2 guitar cabinets, each with 2 mics, and you've got
Yes, the overheads
cab
and
sim
stuff.
lines coming in, and all the drum mics.
Our surface is full. We're running 56 channels, so all the back effect, all the returns, all the effects, and certain different inserts. You have to include there's ambient mics. There's 6 channels of ambience, and a couple other things. We have effects returns, intro returns, loops, and stuff like that.
Sure.
For intros.
Right, it all adds up to a lot of channels.
It does add up to the channels.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, right. So I see a couple of pieces of rack gear behind you there. What are you using the rack gear for?
This is Jay's vocal channel, so I have a dynamic EQ for his input, and then I have a distressor for his output. It just helps smoothen it out without having to do too much drastic EQing. So the vocal, depending on where his range is, I can have it still sounding nice and fat and full.
Right, nice. Everything else pretty much taking place in the console?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Everything in the console is, here. So all your effects, everything. And then there's another dynamic EQ. That's a digital one for Jay's spare vocal, just because of rack's time, I don't have enough space to carry multiple rack pieces.
Right.
That's it.
Makes for a compact rig. So most of the places you go into, the PA is pretty much all set up. It's all ready to go.
Yes, racks and stacks are always supplied. We try to get a Cat 5 cable, multiple Cat 5 cables brought, so we don't have to run them. And that's it. So we bring just control, and everything else is provided for us.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. Lets you travel much lighter.
Much lighter. Well, it's a bus and trailer. It's not a truck, so you want to try to be as compact as possible. And this is even bigger than normally. Normally, I'd only have a Pro 2C, but this is a Pro 2, so I have the extra 8 faders.
Nice.
It's a little confusing.
8 more things to keep track
It does.
of, right?
It really does. It's just like, just only comes up with the drums. I still don't fill it out. You know? I'm always like, left hand is input, right hand is output for me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. I noticed you wandering around with the, not wandering around, you were purposefully
Yeah, I was
covering the
wandering,
hall
yes,
with
yes.
your iPad as well.
Yeah, well, the iPad, because this has this stuff called Mix Extender, I think it's called. And I use this just to control my center fills, because I have multiple, I got front fills and I have guitar fills. Because we have ISO boxes on stage, I try to keep the same sensation as like an old school concert where the guitar is ripping people's heads off in the front. But I try to control it.
Right.
So that's what I really mainly use this for, is just to check the zones so I can walk up and attenuate it to where I think is comfortable.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you get started?
Same probably story as most guys, a band, and nobody knew how to figure out the sound system. And then once I started figuring out the sound system, I sort of liked that more than I did playing drums in the band. So then I just went from there to there, and next thing you know, I'm here at the Clyde.
Here at the Clyde,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So how long have you been with Rival Sons?
I think it's about 12 years now.
Okay.
12 years, so we've been around the world a few times.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Been a few places with the band.
I have been, yes.
I'm sure people wonder, how do you get that job? How do you end up the front of house for Rival Sons? Do you submit a resume, or how does
it's usually, most people it's word of mouth,
yeah.
But it was myself and the drummer went back. We were working with an Atlantic artist named Joe Firstman, and that's where I started with Miley. And really, it was, I was coming through one venue, and then Miley saw me, and he said he'd been trying to get a hold of me for a long time, and I guess, you know, phone numbers changed, blah, 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 blah. And then we ran into each other, and it was what, oh, man, oh, you're here, I've been trying to get a hold of you. And then I mixed their first show at the House of Blues on Sunset in Hollywood. Okay. And then I just finished doing a singer-songwriter for 5 years. So it was a welcoming thing to be able to turn volume up, because it was singer-songwriter for 5 years. And it was like, you know, sensitive. So it was nice. It was
cranked up
like,
a little
wow.
bit.
Yeah. It was, and ever since then, it's been a love affair.
Right. Right, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you get to know the band, they get to know you. You guys got kind of a workflow for how you do things. It's got to make it easier.
It is. Yeah, we're like brothers. It's been 12 years. Miley and I, it's even longer than that. So Miley and I, almost 20 years. Miley and I have been working with each other.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it when we were just getting started, but you've added a new wrinkle into the rig here. You've picked up an Apollo Twin.
Yes.
Universal Audio. So what is the idea with adding that into what you're doing?
Well, this is going to be mainly used for post. We have two approaches to this. I have this little zoom camera thing, and I take 2 tracks off my console and then 2 tracks off the microphone. And then that's going to be coming back like a session here. And that's something that we potentially might be doing with merchandise, where we're going to quickly mix it and then potentially with a QR code or something along those lines, sell it to the audience.
Sure.
So whatever. And then the other one is we multi-track, and then I take the multi-track, bring it into the Luna, and then I can send stems for the artists, mainly Jay and Scott, where they can review and overlook the performance from the night before to see what's going on.
I see, they can kind of review the way the show went.
Exactly, if there's something that they want to tweak. And that's just stems of the basic stuff, vocals, drums, bass, blah, blah, blah. And then on the other stuff, I track 48 tracks, and we have a library, so that if we do have a show that we feel is beyond epic, or something that we can review back or come back to, and maybe make a record. So that's what it is right now. And then the Luna is the platform that we're using now for post.
Okay.
And then this thing is amazing.
Yeah, the Twin?
The Twin, yeah. It's the Twin Quad, and I think we'll eventually get a satellite with that, and then it's unbelievable, like how you can literally finish this show. So I can finish this, then I can go back to the bus with my cans and listen to it and do any tweaks, and then present it to the band right away. And if there's something that we have to tweak, boom. And every one of these guys have a Luna, so we can send files back and forth to each other.
Oh, great.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
I guess you could also do a virtual sound check. You could route tracks back and forth that way as well.
Yes.
So that adds a lot of capability into the rig, doesn't it?
It does. You know, if I had a problem, or if there's something wasn't sitting right and I want to go back, I just come out here with my headphones without disturbing anybody, and I can review and boom, 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 going back and tweak it. It's usually cymbals and something, you know, just standing out that you don't want to stand out, and I come back and I can just tweak it a little bit without bugging everybody by having a PA blasting all the time.
Right, right. Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on adding that into the rig. It's
I'm super stoked to really use that to its potential. I'm really excited about that.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, thanks so much for giving us a tour of the rig and telling us how things work. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And I'm looking forward to the show. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be an awesome show.
Right on.
Cheers.
And thank you for joining us at the Clyde Theatre in Fort Wayne. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater.